Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Cookie Monster of ProForgeRacing, bringing you the number 4 spot in my Halo 3 Sandbox double-wide top 10 racetrack forgers series, and this one is SLiK, SLiK, OO. Now, a lot of people would probably argue that SLiK was either the number 1 best or the number 2 to Spectacular Raw, but I just, there was a few forgers I personally like a little bit better than his maps. Again, keep in mind, this whole series is just my opinion. These are just the 10 guys that I think were the best overall who made multiple maps. But this is his first map called Typhoon. And this map is just incredible. It was early on in Sandbox. It had a giant hill at the end and at the beginning. And it has, it's just incredible. And I remember I went into a guy's file share once and downloaded a bunch of his maps, and he had a bunch of the original great racetracks, and Typhoon, I'm pretty sure, was one of those. But this next one was Surge, and this is an incredible map. For some reason I didn't like this one as much as all of SLiK's other his other 4 Sandbox maps, and I don't know why, because it's still an incredible map. But for some reason I just didn't like this one quite as much at the time. But then when I went back and played it, I was like, why didn't I like this one? It's still great. I think it just doesn't have quite as good of an overview, and that's what I used to base it on, stupidly, in Halo 3. But it's still such a smooth map. It's incredible. And SLiK is infamous. Well, not infamous, that's famous in a bad way. SLiK is famous for his giant hills. And he's also famous for his maps being great for battle tracks. Andromeda, I believe, was rated as the best battle tracks map ever, I'm pretty sure. And this map is incredible. It's incredibly smooth. It has giant hills and smooth turns. SLiK was such an incredible forger. He actually had the map Meltdown 2, and that was on Avalanche, and that was the first racetrack. I went back, and you can look on Bungie.net at all the different Bungie favorites. There's been 98 weeks of Bungie favorites, and you can look at all of them. And this was the very first racetrack to ever be featured in Bungie favorites. His map Meltdown 2. So SLiK's a pretty famous forger, and all his maps, have quite a few downloads. He is definitely a great forger. I love this map, Andromeda. I've never played it for battle tracks, but you can just tell it would work great because it's got these huge hills next to each other. He also has a screenshot called Chief Drumming, which has, I believe, over 1 million downloads, which is crazy. But this map is called Cape Canavral, and this was made with Xtreme76X, who made a bunch of maps with SMM and Indian Sunset with Spectacular Raw. He pretty much only makes the scenery, but he still does a great job. For those of you who don't know, Cape Canavral is a place in Florida. My grandma lives there, and that's where NASA was before it was recently shut down by Obama. NASA, and this is a map. It's such a smooth and unique looking racetrack. This was considered the greatest racetrack of all time on Halo 3 by the Halo Tracks people on the website. The elevator that you go up, right on the elevator, is like a rocket ship, which, Cape Canaveral was NASA, which is the space station. So that's just so cool. Dream makes incredible scenery. But anyways, on to this next map. This is his last map that he ever made in Halo 3, and I believe ever. This one is called Zephyr, which he made with Flair, who is another incredible Sandbox racetrack forger. And this map is just so smooth. I would argue that it's among, one of the best Sandbox double wides of all time, just because of, it starts off with an incredibly smooth wave, and then it has an incredibly smooth turn, then an incredibly smooth hill, and just there was the incredibly smooth spiral. This is just an incredibly unique part, and then a giant, incredible drift turn at the end. So every part of this map is incredible, including the scenery piece, which is a giant windmill. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching.